Good morning, students. I am By-Basavaraja R C, your science teacher. The Little Paris Higher Primary School, JSR Extension, 6th class, Chitraduga. Welcome back to online classes. Today we discuss about 8th standard, 2nd chapter, the microorganisms, friends and foe. Introduction. The microorganisms are present all around us, but they are too small to be seen with naked eye. They are present everywhere in the atmosphere, air, water, and soil. The microorganisms, microbes. The microorganisms are very small organisms which cannot be seen with the unaided eye. They can be seen only with a microscope. The microorganisms may be unicellular or multicellular. Microorganisms may exist alone or in colonies. For example, you might observe that during the rainy season, the moist the bread get the spoiled and its surface get the covered with a greenish the white patches. Next, the types of microorganisms. There are four main types of organisms. They are bacteria, fungi, algae, and protozoa. For example, bacteria for lactobacillus and E. coli, etc. In algae, chlamydomonas and spirogyra, and etc. Fungi, the bread molds, penicillium, aspergillus niger, and etc. Next, protozoa, for example, amoeba, paramecium, and etc. And viruses are also considered as microorganisms. They are different from other microorganisms because they reproduce only in the body of host organisms like bacteria, plants, or animals. In common ailments, the like cold, the influenza, and most the cough are caused by viruses. In serious diseases like polio and chickenpox are also caused by viruses. In bacteria, for example, spiral bacteria. First one figure shows a spiral bacteria, and the second one is rod-shaped bacteria. Next, algae. First one image shows a chlamydomonas. Second one is spirogyra. In protozoa, first one is amoeba. Second one is paramecium. In fungi, first one is bread mold. Second one is penicillium, and third one is aspergillus. Next, in virus, this image shows the first one is the head, and virus contains three major parts. First one is head, second one is tail, and third one is antennates. In right side, the virus images shows the human immunodeficiency virus. We call it as HIV. In friends and foe, and microorganisms play an important role in our lives. Some of them are beneficial in many ways, whereas some other are the harmful and causes diseases. And microorganisms are used for making the curd from milk, for making cheeses and pickles, bread, cakes, and pastries, alcohol, wine, vinegar, acetic acid, etc. In making curd from milk, the bacteria called lactobacillus and reproduce in milk and helps to convert milk into the curd. Next, the making bread. The fungus called yeast reproduce in flour doughs and produce carbon dioxide during a respiration, which makes the dough the soft and helps in making bread, cakes, biscuits, pastries, and etc. Next, the commercial uses of microorganisms. Microorganisms are used for the large scale productions of alcohol, wine and acetic acid like vinegar. The yeast is used for a commercial productions of alcohol and wine. For this purpose, the yeast is grown on natural sugars the present in grains like barley, wheat, rice and crushed fruits juice, etc. The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as the fermentation process. And Louis Pasteur discovered the fermentation in 1857. In medicinal uses of microorganisms. And whenever you fall ill, the doctor may give you some antibiotic tablets and capsule or injection such as of penicillin. The source of these medicines is microorganisms. Such medicines are called antibiotics. These days a number of antibiotics are being produced from bacteria and fungi, and streptomycin and tetracycline and erythromycin are some of commonly known antibiotics. These medicines that kill or stop the growth of the disease the causing microorganisms. Next, precautions while administering antibiotics. It is important to remember that antibiotics should be taken only on the advice of the qualified doctors, and also you must finish the course and prescribed by the doctor. If you take antibiotics when not needed or in wrong doses, it may make the drug the less effective when you might need it in the future. And also antibiotics taken unnecessarily may kill the beneficial bacteria in the body. And antibiotics, however, are not effective against the cold and flu, as these are the caused by viruses. Next, penicillin. In 1929, Alexander Fleming was working on a culture of diseases causing bacteria, and suddenly he found the spores of a little green the mold in one of his culture plates. He observed that the presence of the mold prevented the growth of bacteria. In fact, it also killed many of these bacteria. From this, the mold, the penicillin was prepared. Next, vaccines. When a disease carrying the microbes that enters our body, the body produces the antibodies to fight the invaders. The body also remembers how to fight the microbes if it enters again. So, it dead or weakened microbes are introduced. In a healthy body, the body fights and kills them by producing suitable antibodies. The antibodies remain in the body and we are protected from the diseases causing microbes. This is how a vaccine works. Then several diseases, including the cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox and hepatitis can be prevented by vaccinations. And children are given injections to protect themselves against the several diseases, and necessary vaccines are available in hospitals. And vaccinations are given to a children for a protection against the polio under the pulse polio program. And polio drops given to children are actual vaccines. This is called oral vaccinations. In these days, the vaccinations are made of a large scale from microorganisms to protect the humans and other animals from several diseases. Today, we will stop here. Thank you, students.